Welcome to the Golf Shop TV. I'm Jeff Harrison, my partner.
I'm Amy Anderson.
Amy, we're starting a little late today, but kind of some good news. We can kind of really talk about what's happening this week's event. But before we do that, what do we want to do first?
Well, let's kind of wrap up last week. We probably should start with the Wyndham Championship.
Wow, what a great week for
Sergio Garcia. Way to go, Sergio. That was awesome.
So glad to see him back, and you know, and I just say back, but I'm so glad to see him win. That was really cool, and you know, it really opened up so many doors, and it's probably debatable, Amy, is, you know, would that have made a difference in him being on the Ryder Cup? Would it not? And I have my feelings about it. What do you think?
Well, I mean, I think they would have picked him no matter what, but I don't know about you. I'd rather earn my spot.
I think so. You know, to be given that, and you know, maybe knocking Ian Poulter out, or somebody that you think maybe had really kind of earned it.
Well,
I don't know if that would have been feeling it really good.
Sergio always earned it. He's probably one of the best match play players out there, and he lives for the Ryder Cup, and I love his team spirit. So that's awesome for him.
And with Olazabal being the captain, you know, that how can you not put that mix together? That's pretty cool.
But he made it easy on Olazabal, so.
He did. It was a real classy finish to that week, and you know, you were talking earlier about Sergio and how he didn't just, it wasn't given to him, was it?
No. So, you know, I'm proud of him. Anyways, and the ladies last week, they had their Safeway Classic, and Mia, you're better at these Japanese names, but Miyazato,
yeah.
She won, which was kind of cool, and Brittany Lincecum came in second. Michelle Wie made a statement last week. I think she finished either 10th or 9th, and so did Yanni Tseng.
It's a big deal for Michelle Wie, and Yanni Tseng's kind of getting her legs back up underneath her. But you know, there's something cool. I read this about when you're the first-time winner for an LPGA Tour player. It's not just the trophy and the cash. There's a lot of little things that go on around.
Oh, like what?
Well, you know, you get a Rolex watch.
Okay.
I don't remember all the stuff, but I thought that was pretty cool. It's something besides just the check and the trophy, and it's like that Rolex watch maybe like a car for a year, and it was just this other additional trinkets as your first time win on the LPGA Tour, and I don't think anybody talks about that, and I'll get a little more detail on it, but I thought that was kind of neat.
That's very cool.
Yeah.
Now, proud of Michelle Wie and Yanni Tseng. You know, Michelle won, they're in Canada this week at the Canadian Open, and Michelle won there like 2 years ago, I think in 2010.
Yeah.
And that was Yanni's very first win, I believe, in 2007, and Brittany Lincecum won last year, so all of them are going into the tournament this week on a high note.
A lot of confidence there, and a lot of past history memories that kind of spur you on. You know, it's like stepping on the tee and you're going, I love this golf course. A lot of good memories.
So this weekend should be nice for the ladies, and we can't, you know, the Senior Tour last week, or the Champions Tour, Willie Wood.
Boy, there's a name from the past. I remember, you know, when I was actually out there competing on the tour, he was kind of one of those guys that were just kind of coming up, and he was that next supposed to be superstar that never quite made an impact. There's always a name we remember in here, so it was really neat to see Willie Wood win.
And he won by draining a super long putt on number 18.
Yeah, it wasn't from hitting those 340-yard drives, was it?
Not with Willie.
That's not his MO.
No, it's not. He's known for his putting. So.
And you know, amateurs watching this, I mean, realize it's really about who gets the ball in the hole the soonest, and it's not going to be off your tee shot. It's going to be off your short game, and particularly putting. Yeah,
so congrats to him. Now this week, the Champions Tour's in Washington. Got to pull for Freddie. Did I just say that?
I think you just said that. You know, that kind of goes without saying. Freddie, I want Tiger to win on the regular tour, so I don't know why he wouldn't win.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's nothing holding him back. So.
Okay, so we wrapped up last week. Let's get to this week.
All right. So we just we're shooting a little bit later today. We had some challenges today with. You should have seen me. I was like fighting off the bugs. We were shooting outside, and a lot of extracurricular bugs, and so we said, hey, we're going to shoot a little bit later, kind of let the heat warm up, or let it warm up, and maybe kill off some of these bugs. Or excuse me, did I say kill off? I'm sorry. Make these bugs go back inside. And so give us a wrap up right now. Right now, after day one, or well into day one, who's leading?
Well, Padraig Harrington is leading right now, and he's at 8 under par, or 7 under par, shot a 64. And then Sergio Garcia's right up there. Tiger and Phil Mickelson and Dustin Johnson are just a few back. I believe they're at 3 under.
3 under, yep.
Rory McIlroy, who played with Tiger today, is 2 under.
Okay.
So it's an interesting day out there.
Good pairing out there today.
Yeah.
They teed off early our time, West
Yep.
Coast time. It was 5:16, 8:16 their time, so we got to see a lot of that today.
And it was Tiger, Rory, and
Was it Zach?
Zach or Keegan.
Might have been Keegan. Keegan
So,
Bradley, yeah.
Anyways, you know, Keegan Bradley, I would put money on him this week just because it's kind of his home turf. He went to
Oh, sorry.
he went to
Oh,
school.
no, this way. Yeah. The look.
He went to school at St. John's, which is in Queens, and they played all their practice rounds at Bethpage Black.
Oh, really tough on your game. Yeah,
Yeah.
you got to play at Bethpage Black. That's
So,
pretty
you know,
cool.
I didn't know that about him, so that was kind of interesting to read about.
Yeah. Also, now last week, I know we weren't supposed to do this. We were done with last week, but I remember last week were the men's U.S. Amateur.
Oh, I forgot about that.
And you know, that was a really great match.
It was an awesome match. Did you see much of it?
I saw a few shots, maybe 4 or 5 holes of the last day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, the last 3 holes were spectacular because Stephen Fox, he birdies number 17, draining a nice long putt.
Yeah, yeah.
And then Michael Weaver didn't play so well on number 18, and Stephen Fox brought it back to even there.
Yeah.
But then you go to the first hole now. Cherry Hills, the first hole is at par 4 that Arnold drove. And Stephen
yeah.
Fox just put it right down the center with an iron. He didn't go for the green, and Weaver went for the green and got into big time trouble. So.
Yeah, you got to know. I think was it Kenny Rogers? Know when to hold him,
Yep.
know when to fold him, know when to walk away, know when to run. Oh, okay, that's enough. And yeah, sometimes you've got to take a gamble, and this time it just didn't pay off, but it worked out for Stephen
It
Fox.
did.
Congratulations for his win as a U.S. amateur champion.
It was
now.
awesome, and he beat the #1 amateur in the world in the quarterfinals. So
Yeah.
he had a very nice week.
It wasn't. He didn't get there on a rollover. I mean, or a walkover. He earned it. So.
So who do you like this week?
Well, you know, Padraig Harrington. Here's a guy that has been kind of almost off the grid, Amy, for maybe the last 2-3 years. You know, he went back to back in winning the British Open, and then he kind of went off the grid. And he seems to have been climbing his way back up there. I think if he gets that putter rolling again,
Watch out.
he might be hard to beat. As much as I'd like to see Tiger win, as a betting man, I think I'm going to put some cash on Padraig.
Okay.
How about you?
Well, I told you Keegan. Another guy I think who's kind of just been flying under the radar these days is Carl Pettersson. Now here's a guy who's had strong rounds or strong tournaments for the past 7 it seems, and I could see him doing some damage.
He's due. How did he do after the first round? Did you notice?
I didn't notice
maybe
his
a late
name.
tee time?
Yeah.
All right.
So, and Justin Rose, you know, he's another person who's just consistently been playing pretty decent.
Now, after this tournament, Amy, that it gets pared down to what?
Correct. I think it goes to 100, and then it goes to 70, and then 30 for the Tour Championship.
So there's a lot more than just playing this event for a lot of people. It's like, you know, it's making it to the next.
You want to get up there in that top 30 as soon as possible.
Now, it reshuffles, correct?
Correct.
And then everybody's kind of on the same level when it gets to the 30?
Yes.
Cool. This is exciting. Another great weekend for golf.
Yeah, you know, I think one of the things about these playoffs is guys Lee Westwood quit the European Tour just because of the FedEx Cup.
How cool is that?
You know, he wants to play in it. So now he's a PGA Tour member. He's moving his family to Florida. I mean, I get excited for the playoffs.
I think most of Europe has moved to Florida, haven't they?
It's the new
Their
Florida.
real estate is surging again, but everybody has an accent.
Yeah.
I think that's wonderful.
So it'll be a fun weekend.
You know, before we leave and wish you a great weekend to watch some golf, I also want to kind of take my hat off to Augusta.
Oh.
You know, 80 years have gone by and they've said, hey, only men members. And this past week now, we have 2 new female members. And I want to make reference to, gosh, it was back in May that the coach made a reference to it in his talk, Speaking Truth to Power. And he thought it was kind of crazy. And so I want to tip my hat to Augusta and also for Coach speaking up. That's not easy to do, to stand up to power and say, hey, you know what you're doing is not really right. Maybe it had its time, it had its day, but today it's, you know, it's equality.
Yep, it's a step in the right direction. I hope they admit more lady members. I hope it's just not these 2.
No, I hope it's not like a token thing.
Well, to me, yeah, it's you either go all in or you don't.
Yeah, I agree.
So I hope it's all in, because I want to be a member there.
There you go, classy act.
Yeah.
Well, thanks for joining us. Make sure you catch us on thegolfshoptv.com and also catch us on YouTube.
Yeah, and it's going to be a great weekend of golf. Hope you enjoy it.
Fantastic. I'm Jeff Harrison.
I'm Amy Anderson.
For the Golf Shop TV.